I can hear you. Oh.
You can't hear us.
Okay.
I just checking. I could say testing 1 2, testing 1 2, because I can't count any higher than 2, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Or I could cough, clear my throat.
Yeah, when you do that, makes me want to cough.
Well, it's another Manic Monday. And
Yes.
yes, I know the microphones were turned up. I do it intentionally, folks. Another weekend behind us filled with the lunacy of half-wit Americans and illegals across this great land. We'll likely be chatting about much of that throughout this week because too many stupid people are not contained and are slip-sliding around this nation thinking that the majority of us are going to cave into their nonsense. But first, we'll be talking at length about some really cool stuff. With luck, we can shut out, just close the door to a lot of those nonsensical folks out there. That's a word I really like, nonsensical. And leave us much of the gory details to the 24/7 nonstop bloodsuckers out there. But to get started, 52-12, I'm Rayford Brown, and my chamber of like-minded Cardinals include
Chris Marks.
And Lee Barrels.
And Go Cards.
Go
Cards.
How are you
Good
guys?
game.
You recovered from Friday night yet?
I'm still on a high from it. I tell you, for those that didn't attend the game, and there was quite a few that braved the cold. The first play of the game,
Cardiac
disheartening,
arrest.
but it was also a call to arms.
it was a big call of arms, and I think Coach Williams and the rest of the coaches did an awesome job because from then on it was full
It was
force.
on then.
It was on.
Well, 80 yards. He received the kickoff.
Yeah.
The other team
Not expecting it.
ran it for 80 yards into a touchdown. We were all going like, what just happened?
Well, it's okay.
Yeah, it was.
It's okay. Got our blood boiling. At virtually every game, if not every game this year, we've only been tied at the beginning before the game started.
Yep.
0-0, as we were this time. And then we fell behind in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
6-0 it was. It didn't stay there very long because they missed their extra point.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how, but they missed their extra point, and we. Next thing I knew, it was 14-6, and then from that point in time, it was all downhill.
For Harnett.
For Harnett County, yeah.
Oh, it was down to 2, but it was circling the drain for them. But not that they were the worst team I've ever seen, because those guys could chunk the ball when we led them.
Well, we talked about that on Friday. They were a throwing team, and they did. And then at the end of the game, they ran because what I loved was Coach Williams got a lot of the players because I was calling some numbers out, and then I was looking at the machine. I was like, okay, the tackle was number 81.
Who? Yeah.
And Matt Lobo.
Folks that were not normally playing, which is good. That's what you're supposed to do.
Loved it.
Gives them some experience on the field because a lot of those guys are juniors. And they're coming back next year.
Yeah. And
they need some playing time.
I mean, that field goal that we kicked, that helps going in further in the playoffs is how your field goal game kicks in. But, it's just the word that I heard prior to the game was the team was focused. Even though they were off for 2 weeks, they were focused.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Not
Except
being an analyst of any kind, just an observer of the 10%. He said somebody knows that this team chunks the ball a lot. And we've had other teams that do it too. They're passers. They're good at it. And this team is pretty dang good at it. That's what got them where they are. And, they don't have the worst season on the record, but what would I do? Okay, we got some specialty teams out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get me what I would call an interception team. Play for the ball. Have 1 or 2 guys on that field on the defense side. do nothing but go after the ball. Figure out who pick their targets. And when it's hard to jump and grab, though we did a little quick screen pass. One of them that's a bullet that's right across the line of scrimmage when they want to get 5 yards so they can get a first down. It's hard to do those unless you can take the quarterback out. But as far as interception, go ahead and let the team go after the quarterback and whoever and make sure they don't get very far. But then start playing for those passes that are going to be 20, 30 yards downfield. Go after them. Stop them. If you can't catch them, intercept them, then knock them down before they get to whoever they're headed for.
It was just a very well played
game
by the Cardinals. The penalties. There was a lot of questions about it, but I mean, the officials.
I did not see anything that I would have called gross at all on the referee's part. I thought because they did the same thing for both teams.
It was.
So if you screw up, and I cannot tell you when they're down at the other end of that field, 60 yards from me or 55 yards from where I am, whether our team was offsides or not.
Yeah.
And neither can you. And nobody can except those guys on the field.
Yeah. I gotta say kudos, Rayford, for your photos. And Lee for sending scores up from the other county schools that were playing.
Absolutely.
That were playing
immediately.
The Cardinal fans that stayed.
Yeah,
that was so awesome because
we won the ball game in the second quarter. I mean, it was a given. It was a done deal.
Yes, but we stayed
in mass because we were there for I was there for both the entertainment and the support.
Yeah,
maybe I should put support first, but for my personal entertainment.
And I was there. Everybody again from the obviously the coaches, the players, the cheerleaders, the band, the fans. I put that out on Facebook. It was the fans. And so fans, this Friday night is the third round. We play Scotland.
So people are saying, whoa. What happened to the first round? This is the first playoff game we had. So what happened to the first round?
We didn't play.
Because we have the number one seed and we got the first week bye.
We didn't need to play.
And so, this is a game that the Cardinals really, really, really need the fans to show up and show up in force.
And it's going to be Jacksonville. Jacksonville. It's going to be right there at Cardinal Stadium. Get your tickets as soon as you can.
Well, Chris, do you know what Scotland's ranked at? What are their stats?
They're now 8-3. I believe
regular season play was 8-2.
No. Their playoffs count towards their current one. So last Friday night, both teams, Scotland and Terry Sanford, were both 7-3. So Scotland comes in at 8-3 this week. I'll get the rating hopefully before the end. I tried to look it up. They didn't have it posted yet, so they may still be trying to calculate it. But
so they lost 7. They lost 3 games in regular season.
In the regular season,
gotcha.
Yeah. So
I have a special thank you that I'd like to send out. Met some of our listeners Friday night at the ball game. Keith and Yvonne Patterson came up to visit us and surprised me. All right, everybody, watch out. Hold your ears. I had said Friday on the show that I had forgotten to get a cowbell, and they came up Friday night and presented me with a cowbell with the Jacksonville Cardinal on it. They said they were listening and they dug through the boxes and found this for me.
That was the only one left.
The last one.
Yeah.
Said thank you both very much. It was more of a pleasure meeting you and talking to you, but this I shall treasure, and we'll be back out there Friday night with it.
Yeah, and I met Keith during one of the earlier games. Met him at the back gate, and he was talking because he pointed out. Then he came up into the stands a couple different times. They're part of the Boosters Network too.
Yes.
And they got a young man, a son, playing on that defensive side. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does. And I was talking to Mr. Patterson before the game when I'm wandering around the field getting ready to head to the visiting team to get their players' numbers and get a couple of scoops on who to watch out for. And I tell him I'm not going to tell our coaches anything because they already know. But he was telling me that his son plays lacrosse.
Yeah.
And that he was injured in a game.
Seriously,
his jaw. Well, his jaw too. So he was wired. His jaw was wired for 6 weeks. They took the wire off, and he played the next day.
God bless him.
And I think this past Saturday he had a tryout in Brevard for a scholarship.
Yep.
And he's a junior, and he's also been recruited by Georgia Tech.
Oh my!
For lacrosse.
Sweet.
Yeah. So very talented young man, very wonderful parents, got wonderful.
Oh yeah,
salt of the earth. And, it's interesting to meet meet a lot of the people there because I like the fact that they go, "Oh, you're the announcer." Yes, I am.
Now,
and they say thank you.
And we do want to take a moment, Rayford.
Absolutely. Chris. He is a member of our team here. Okay, but besides that, and besides the fact that he's involved in a whole lot of, he and his wife are involved in things like Crime Stoppers and Wreaths Across America. They do all this sort of cool stuff. Oh, that's okay. But what's really important to me is on Friday night, between 7 p.m. and whenever we wrap up that game, I hear a lot of Chris. I hear Chris talking a lot. I wanted to take you some popcorn and stuff. I said, no, if I do that, he's going to choke on some popcorn kernel. I'm not going to do it.
Right.
So that's the reason.
And we'll miss it. It's just really awesome, the energy that you put into it. It excites the crowd. Everybody gets up on their feet, and it just really brings out the spirit.
He's one of our cheerleaders, but he doesn't have to wear a skirt because he lost it.
He lost his skirt.
But he is a talk about getting the fans going. Third down, and there you go.
Get the fans, let's make some noise.
And then that cowbell goes off in my left ear.
I know. I can say.
Do you notice where I sit in the stands? You notice I always sit in the same place. I sit on the end of the bench, right?
Yeah.
On the end of the bleacher. Where and to my left is Robbie and Lee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what year I don't hear that well out of? My left one. And there is a reason
why Robbie puts me in between you
that
and
it's
her.
aimed that.
All she does is talk, screams.
Well, I did like to pick on Lee because I said, okay, Lee, let's make some noise with that bell.
Ring them bells. There's a song by that title that Miss North Carolina used to do it. She did it in competition back in the 70s, I think.
Yeah.
Ring them bells, and she did a great job of it. That's
Anita Ward was a.
Well, they attached her clothing or something.
You need that song for next week.
What's that song?
Ring them bells. Just ring them bells, I think.
Well, that one, but there was a song.
Yeah, but I'm gonna find that song.
Well, we need to urge all our the Cardinal fans to come out.
Do you have USB input on that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's how we get the music out there.
I probably got it already recorded here.
Well, we need everyone to come out Friday night and show your spirit.
But on a personal level, I don't get personal too often, but I'm really humbled by a bunch of y'alls, that's plural, from a lot of places across these United States, alumni, fans, scattered far and wide, supporting the Jacksonville High Cardinals from afar in their march towards the state 6A conference title, which is coming up. Not that far down the road. We got to get there. We still got some games to go, but we got to get there. Friday night, y'all turned out to cheer the Cards to victory in person. Mm-hmm. In record time, Jacksonville came out on top of a lopsided game against the Trojans of Harnett County, the Central High there. Score, in case we haven't given it to you yet, 52-12. That's a significant score. It would have been 52-6. They earned 6 points. The last 6
Definitely.
points we gave them.
Yes.
And they still couldn't do the point after. But at their pressure, I understand that.
Right.
There are so many folks to think out there. The players, of course, they're the ones out there doing the sweating and all that sort of good stuff, but they're not alone. Coaches, of course, from Coach Williams to everybody else, including John Kopka out there on the field with a double set of crying towels for some folks, not ours, the other team, just in case they needed some white things to cry into or to wipe up the sweat for them. We have a great cheerleading team, some wonderful, great young ladies, all of them.
Yes.
I've never seen such smiles. And, I've been in a business where smiles kind of matter a whole lot, The band is as good as any I've seen in a long, long time. And they've really gotten even better through this season on the field.
Mm-hmm.
They're really cool at their marching.
Oh, yes.
Those flag ladies, they're in great sync during their performances. Robbie and her sister and my sister were on the Jacksonville Cardinal
drill team.
Mm-hmm. Cardinalettes, is that what they were called back in the day? I cannot remember. But anyway, so they did all sorts of cool stuff like that, the marching and whatever. So I recognize that. I like. Then there's the rest of y'all, the fans, all y'all, turning out to support the effort from the JHS Boosters Club. What a good group of people. They work concession stands. They're out there taking tickets. They're out there helping you get in. They're out there to help. And they always help us to make sure. Yeah, well, I think they see old people coming, just like, okay, let me help them out with those seats and chairs and stuff. We got to check them. Okay. The Boosters Club. One fan, not his title, but his calling, did not sit down very much. I saw him seated for just before the game started. And then I didn't see him seated again until he got into his vehicle to leave the ball game. If you were in the stands for the last few games, no doubt you noticed that the team's PA announcer, we'll call him Paul, Chris, a professional broadcaster, a play-by-play announcer over the years. This is not your first rodeo there, Christopher. And of course, co-host of Live and Local here, answered the call just a few weeks ago. His efforts to translate referee calls and signs and stuff like that, interpret what those guys are doing with their hand signals out there that I don't have a clue what it is. I know illegal procedure, which I anticipate is probably going to be offsides.
I know this one real good.
That's the TD. They also do that for the touchdown, but what else do they put their hands up like that for, the referees?
Help! No, I was kidding.
It's for that point after.
Yeah, I
the
knew
extra
that.
point,
Yes,
or any scores.
Right.
If you were in the stands, you absolutely have noticed a serious change. The Cardinals they used to have a great announcer, but he went on to do other things. And this year,
good announcer. Yes.
They've done what they could. They had some fill-in folks in there to help get through. But Chris understands football. He understands announcing. He understands the electronics of the PA system. I told him for the first week, the first time that he was up there for the Cardinals this year, I gave him a radio.
Yeah.
I gave him a walkie-talkie that I had the other end of on private channels that not anybody else was able to really exactly quite monitor. And just in case he needed something. And what I was going to do was I was going to slide across the field prior to the game to be sure that the people on the visitor side could hear him. Did not need to do that. He opened the microphone and I put my radio away. I did not need to talk to him anymore at all. It was good. And that takes talent and takes experience to know what you're doing, especially when you walk in. And before you got into that press box, the announcers area, the first time this year. How many times were you up there? How many hours did you spend up there prior to that game, that first game this year?
None.
That's what I thought.
Walked in.
He walks in, looks at the stuff, and he says, "Okay, there's a microphone thing there. There's a micy thing over here. They got this over here. Let's try it out." And it worked. It worked great. So the point is, he knows what he's doing, and you could tell it. And I know from the comments that I hear from the people on the field, the people in the stands, and I listen to a lot of folks, not to the two ladies to my left because I got my dead ear on that side. But it's great to have that. Thank you.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you for saying that.
Before we go to weather, can we just real quick also give kudos out to Northside for winning their
Yes, the
game?
Monarchs.
Yes. Congratulations, Northside.
Absolutely.
41-20 against Pearson.
It's a good score. And no, folks, I heard somebody say, "Well, that's Pearson, isn't it?" No, it's not. It's Pearson.
Thank goodness I said it right.
You did right. Otherwise, I would have corrected you.
Oh, yeah, you would have.
And I'm going to have to give you all a thank you for me personally. I spent a long time in what is termed today to be the mainstream media. Too long. Television was my main outlet, but I've worked radio news, freelanced for a major newspaper, television networks, and both of the national wire services over the decades, the Associated Press and UPI. I did both photography and copy work for print. I wrote a lot of stuff. I had a lot of front page stuff in the News and Observer, and I had lots of photos in the News and Observer over the years gone by. It makes it virtually impossible for me to go to any kind of a news event without a camera. At least I don't carry a backup camera now because if mine doesn't work for whatever reason, I don't have to rely on another one because it's okay. I just sit there and enjoy. At the Cardinal games, I don't run up and down the sidelines. No. I hang out near the top of the bleachers in our paid seats. Yes, folks, all of us, we support the team by buying tickets. Robbie, my wife, Lee, and I, we pay for our tickets. We pay the same thing you pay for your tickets. We get them. And then I shoot photos. My outlet for those pictures is only one place, Facebook. I really want to thank you, all y'all who took the time to take a look at the photo stories that I have done this year, and especially this one this past weekend. My God. Those who share the pages, thank you. Those who hit like, and those who make comments. For me, it's a reward enough to see that someone really cares about our beloved Cardinals. That's what I do it for, the reason. Yesterday, with the combined photo posts I did, plus the Friday night scores posted by Lee, the number of folks exceeded 30,000 for the couple of posts. There were over 23, right at 23,000 as of a few minutes ago, who looked at the coverage of the game, the photo stories of the photo images, those pictures of the game coverage. 23,000. An aircraft carrier in our wonderful Navy. Mm-hmm. I've been aboard the Kennedy and the America back in the 70s. They had a complement of 5,000 men and women. Well, in those days, 5,000 men. 5,000 souls on board. More than 4 times that many, almost 5 times that number of people aboard an aircraft carrier looked at those pictures on one little page on Facebook. I found that rewarding, if nothing else. The circulation of a whole lot of newspapers in this country, a whole lot less than 25,000, 23,000. A lot less than 23,000. The Cards will be at home again for the next round of playoffs. Some folks they're going to drive all the way to Jacksonville to try and beat this team of ours. And they're going to drive all the way here from
Sampson
County. That's an hour and a quarter or so away. unless the bus breaks down. If they've been known to happen, folks. I didn't do it. I don't have to worry about it. We do not have to give the Cardinals any extra edges. Okay? That's good. But where y'all come in is we need you there. We, the whole group of us who are Cardinal supporters, need you, and even you there. If you are a fan of Richlands, if you're an alumni from Richlands, if you're from Southwest, Dixon, Camp Lejeune, any of our schools in the area, Swansboro, come on out.
Yes, please.
Yeah, come on out. You're welcome. And support the Cardinals. I mean, if the Wildcats from Richlands are the only team left standing in Onslow County this year, right at a point like this right now, guess who I'd be? I'd be supporting them in a heartbeat because I've gotten really re-involved in supporting local athletics.
It's important for our county.
It is.
And I do want to mention to everybody, the pictures that Rayford takes are not only very, very good, very well taken, very well produced. The parents like to go there to see their student athlete.
Yep, they do. They like to hear their names,
and they like to hear, which is interesting. Real quick story. So I got there about 5:00, and the grandmother of one of the players, she sits down in the front row, is in a wheelchair, and she had the player's mother on the phone.
Oh,
but
really?
The grandmother had already said, by the way, the first week you did the game, you said his name wrong. And I said, I said, I apologize. She goes, the following week you said it correctly. And I said, and I apologized. And I said, but that's how it's in the program that I get to do it. And so I said, well, I apologize. And then her mom was on the phone, and I had to explain to him. She said, well, you did fine. It's just the way it's spelled is it's Isaac, Azak.
Okay.
But what happens is when we get the players' names, they're not correctly spelled, and so but I corrected it, and it was very.
I always blame it on the typist.
Well, and also, and for you and for every radio disc jockey, every television reporter, anybody who's ever had to read names, and these days those names. You can spell Smith, Brezen, if you want to, is how you pronounce it, how the person who owns that name pronounces it, really, seriously. But in the Associated Press guidelines, they include, as you knew from your broadcast days, they include a pronunciation guide. So Isaac would have had been Eyezak. Or Zek, depends upon how it would be. They would have that in parentheses right beside the name, so that we, the idiots out there trying to do this kind of stuff, we know how to pronounce it. Right? Yeah. So
it was, and I try to. I always go over to the opposing team, talk to their coaches, get the correct pronunciation of their players' names. And
he also does bad things to some of the team members when he's there, but it's okay.
Look,
I'm
who's
kidding.
talking. Every time the refs come up the stairs, you're like in a huddle with them. And I'm like,
well, I tried to give one of them a radio the other night so I could give him what calls he should be making, but he didn't want to take it. He did laugh.
Yeah, I don't know who that ref is.
He's a great guy, though.
I have to point him out to you as he's at the next game, and you can get his name for us. He has got such a vibrant personality.
It'll be every seat taken this coming Friday night and successive Friday nights. Every inch of available real estate around the field occupied by a fan.
Right.
We need to see you there. We want to hear. Well, we want to hear you. Join the cheering section as Chris will be telling us, make some noise. They're down. Make some noise. We really do want to hear you. But thank you, all of you. I've chatted long enough about the game, but it probably won't be the last of it for the day.
Thank you, fans.
We do thank you, and the Cardinals thank you too.
Yes,
Those
they
guys
do.
on the field, I've heard so much from the folks who know those young men on the field. I've heard from the cheerleaders. Just they all like to be recognized. It's always good to do that. All right, let's recognize
The weather.
the folks out there offshore.
Yes.
Looking at the marine forecast today, northwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots, gust to 25, diminishing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. 3 to 5 foot seas subsiding to 2 to 3 in the afternoon. Near shore seas only 2 to 3. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop this afternoon. Tomorrow, northerly winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southeasterly in the afternoon. Seas around 2 feet. Sounds and rivers a light chop, diminishing to flat in the afternoon. Flat in the afternoon. Wednesday, southwesterly winds around 10 knots, seas 2 to 3. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today will be sunny. It is sunny with a high near 62. Northwest wind 5 to 9 miles per hour with gusts as high as 21. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 34. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 66. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 74. No rain in sight.
Well, it got on the chilly side overnight last night because when I went to bed and the temperature was in the mid to upper 50s around here. But suddenly I walk in here this morning. So what in the world is that? Open the door to let the dog out and the cat out this morning.
It was like, whee!
Whoops, wing, put some clothes on. So it was on the chilly side. Randy out there, a member of our Onslow Amateur Radio Club. We got a bunch of the hams checking every morning between about 5:30 and 6 o'clock or so.
Yeah, such hams.
And let us know what the temperatures are in their areas. Randy out there in the Southwest, 33 degrees it was. He's got 2 of those. He called it an official name, hygrometer. Tells you what the barometric pressure is, or not the barometric pressure, but anyway, relative humidity. It was on one of them, it said 66. The other one said 92%. So he had conflicting reports from where he lived. But anyway, it's somewhere out there. No wind and no rain. And Joe and the borough, Swansboro this morning was 39 degrees and had no rain. Emerald Isle, Joe gets out and he does his local stuff, and then he slides on over to Emerald Isle from Swansboro, drives over there, and he gets out, walks the beach. He likes to do that. Then they go up and sit down on a fishing pier a little while and whatever. At Emerald Isle, the temperature was 46 degrees. So the difference right there on the beach, 7 degrees and 3 miles away. And had no wind and no rain. Lee, our buddy out there in the back swamp area, it was also 33 degrees at his place, 89% humidity, no wind and no rain. Up there, up the bend, up around the river, up New River, going north from Jacksonville, upriver, Dale, who lives in the River Bend community, 33 degrees, 91% humidity, no wind, no rain. Ken, Onslow Bay, are traveling. He's up and down the East Coast this week, and he's here again right now. He's leaving again in a few days. 36 degrees there, 60% humidity, no rain. And Ward, our buddy over there in Cedar Point, 44 degrees, 54% humidity, no wind, no rain. And Lee, also known as Lady Blue, we had to give her a name, one that she used to use when she got her ham ticket and ham license, because we've already got another Lee. We call her Lady Blue. Woodlands area. She had 36 degrees, 78% humidity, no wind, no rain. Here in the studio, at the time I first checked out, it was 34 degrees this morning. It's now 32 degrees. Yep. And all about heat lamp things are on in the dome out there to keep them above freezing. It's about 42, 43 degrees in there with just heat lamps. So Robbie likes those plants to be alive when she unbuckles it later next year in the spring. But 32 degrees, 87% humidity, no wind, no rain. And the last rain we had here was 1 week ago. Was it a week? Yep.
Seems like
it's been a week ago.
Yeah, 11 at 0.01 inch at that one time. Okay, we're back.
Yesterday was such a beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go outside in mulch leaves, shorts and no shirt on, and flip flops.
Trying to get yourself a tan.
I think that it was about 77, heat index of about 80.
Would you stop it with your heat index? I can't wait to start talking about and the cold chill is.
It feels like Cuba. I saw on there's a commercial that comes on for a company called Bearskin, Baer Skin. It's clothing, outer clothing.
Okay.
For cold weather stuff. And they were, I guess I can do this because the company is advertising it on TV, right?
Okay.
It's men's outerwear. And men, if your men upper body torso stuff is getting hard, it's because your clothing is not keeping your upper torso warm. So you need to get some bear skins. I'm like, every night I'm watching TV and this commercial pops up and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. They have come a long way in doing things on TV that I never would have thought possible. Leah's speechless.
No, I was just, yeah. Well, you said bears, and I remember hearing the other night that Robert Irwin had done a commercial for underwear, and I thought it was the same company, and I just looked it up, and actually his company that he's doing the commercials for is called Bonds. But they were showing pictures, and I just became speechless for a moment. And I was like,
well, you just drove a whole lot of people to their side.
Yeah, they did.
Now, Robert Irwin
Were
is.
Were you pleased to see it? I mean, excited or what?
She's speechless.
Just look it up if you're interested. And
should the women or the men look it up?
You're that way, but I mean, whatever floats your boat. I mean, but
no, my boat doesn't.
He's a young man, so I mean, but they're very, very good. They did very well with their pictures. Okay, yes, I'm just gonna stop there.
Are you trying to say they're very detailed? Are you saying that?
It was just when I didn't expect to have a full-blown picture in my face when I clicked on it, and I was like, whoa. Anyway, he is Steve Irwin's son. Yeah. Steve Irwin was the big, conservationist.
He was the guy that went down to surprise. Stingrays are not aggressive, okay? Yeah. I have dove with stingrays. We have been down. I don't feed critters underwater, but there are people that do that. And the Cayman Islands, on the north end of the Cayman Islands, a place called Stingray City. A lot of the dive boats will stop there after you make your good dive, and you can get overboard, and the water is going to be shallow. You don't have to put tanks on. You can just snorkel around. And the dive masters, the guides, they will get out there with some cheese whiz and other stuff and bring in.
Why?
And the stingrays know when these boats are coming because they hear them. Underwater, you can hear the boats. And then when they stop, they gather around by the dozens, if not hundreds. And some of them very large stingrays. These stingrays will come up. They will try to get you, and they will surround you. They will wrap their wings around you. They got barbs in their tails. Yes, they're not aggressive. You're feeding them. They're not going to hurt you. They don't want to. I'm not feeding them. Other people are. But it's for video or for photography, it was always fun. I've only made one trip there for that. But it's fun to shoot it for the other folks in the dive party. I had a blast doing all of that. Steve was overhead and made a surface dive down towards a very nice specimen stingray, swimming below him. I don't know, can't remember, 10, 12 feet down. And as he approached him from behind the blind side, and as he reaches out, that stingray pops that tail up and they got a really, really dangerous weapon on board. It's a defensive weapon when they need to. And it penetrated him, and unfortunately, in his chest, and he died.
Kind of instantaneously.
Okay. I don't remember how quickly it was, but it was, I mean, it did the heart. So it's like a bullet to the heart. So those kinds of, don't go surprising man or beast. Don't jump out of the bushes at some people when they're walking up to their house at night, or when you want to hide behind their car and surprise them. Boo! No, bang. There are certain things you just don't do.
Well, my sister-in-law was stung by one in the ankle.
She probably stepped on him when
she
walking in
said
the
she
surf.
stepped on him.
Surprises them.
Yeah, she did. She stepped on him.
And it's painful.
Yes.
So I've been told.
She now has a stingray tattoo on her ankle where it got her.
Anyway.
It happens.
Okay. Now, we have to deal with some dumb crooks, all right, period. Sad cases and political nonsense. It's just not going to ever go away, I don't think. We welcome your calls and your comments. Always do. We do things as a way of explaining a little bit here our philosophy. The basic info we present, that we give you, we don't originate it. We're not the reporters on the scene writing this stuff. We get it from sometimes various news sources, in some cases, direct news releases from agencies, or political leaders themselves. They put out these newsletters, police departments, sheriff's offices, those folks will put out news releases as well. It's not that we've gone down and dug through their records to get it. They provide it. So that's sometimes what we do, because we're not reporters, we're not journalists, not what we do, not what I do anymore. The information does not originate with us. However, we will have comments quite often about these events, comments meaning opinions, in a lot of those situations, kind of like you do about some of these things. So we're just kind of like you are. If you don't like the messages from the news sources, you might not be alone. We just regurgitate it. However, when we have conflicting stories from different sources for the same news event, there's a good chance there will be that we have an opinion or two to share. Sometimes we'll have 3 different opinions with the 3 of us sitting here. Sometimes I'll have 4 opinions just for me, and none of them agree with each other. I split personalities. When we do have conflicting sources for the same news events, we don't know what's going to come up next. My opinion doesn't mirror the opinions of my partners in crime always. And you may not agree with any of us. That's okay. Call us anytime you want, 910-333-0139. I will try my best not to argue with you. We all like to support our own opinions or defend them or present them. And it's okay if you don't agree. It's okay that I don't agree with yours. While we can disagree with your opinion or your interpretation of the facts as we know them, and I said interpretation of the facts as we know them, I'm not here to argue with you. I don't want to. Chances are, if I have an opinion on the same subject, it's because my research has been done and you're not likely going to change my opinion. If I present an opinion, sometimes it's just based on the information we get. Sometimes it's based on, okay, that's something that I've looked into already, and here's what I have learned, and this is why I have this opinion. And share your opinions with us or anybody else that you want to, but don't expect us to try and change your mind. I don't want to change your mind. It's a little bit like football or baseball or hockey teams. It takes 2 of them for a game. It takes 2 different sets of coaches with different mindsets on how to do things. Each has their strategies, and that's what makes for a good time for the rest of us, enjoying the battle between the 2 opposing teams. 910-333-0139. Over in Newbern first. Police arrested a man on charges of taking indecent liberties with 2 minor children. Don't jump up and down too fast. I saw, because I looked up the guy and I found Facebook postings of which I try not to pay any attention to. But holy crap, this dude has been convicted faster than Obama convicted a police officer from defending himself. And he called him a murderer or whatever he did years ago. Then I found out that no, that wasn't exactly the story. And he tried to backpedal. It didn't work. 41-year-old Kevin Tyler. The man faces charges that include two counts of indecent liberties with a child and 1 count of false imprisonment. There's no real details about any of this. He will appear in Craven Court sometime today. First appearance. Police say they were tipped off by the Craven County school system, and their investigation shows the crimes, if there were any, took place over several months last summer. The victims were 8 and 11 years of age. Mr. Tyler's in jail without benefit of bond, awaiting his first appearance today. He has no criminal history listed with the North Carolina Department of Corrections. I know nothing else about him. Speculation on Facebook was all over the place and none of it was good. I don't know anything about him. So those are just the facts as we know them today. All could change by tomorrow. I don't like child predators, of course. Not that he is one, but in general, most of us do not condone that type of behavior on anyone, for anyone at any given time. But we don't know that any of this information is totally factual. We have not heard the other side of the story. Okay.
Yeah, and besides the general public that doesn't like these people, if it's true, when they end up going to a prison, not a local jail, a prison,
after they're convicted,
they
don't like them at all.
They don't like them. No. There's a
they will respect a murderer faster than they will respect a child predator.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's unwritten code, whatever, but yeah, if you're one, we'll pray for you. But when you go in and you go to that prison,
you made that bed, dude.
Yeah,
sorry, you made that bed.
I do want to mention this Saturday is the
Christmas parade.
The Christmas
Absolutely.
parade,
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Oh, the Greater Chamber of Commerce, and I forgot who else is involved. But anyway, a bunch of people are involved in putting this event on.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's always a huge event. Big.
Oh,
big.
One of the biggest in Eastern North Carolina.
Yes, it is.
Starts at 10 o'clock. Western Boulevard will be closed down at 9 o'clock.
That's right.
And it will end about daylight Sunday. No, it's a large parade. The folks will.
It's usually a couple hours,
Yeah,
at least.
It's as far as in length is concerned, it competes quite closely with the North Carolina Azalea Festival in Wilmington, which is generally about 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So you can expect this one to be maybe not quite that many, likely moving a little faster. As long as there are no wrecks involved and nobody gets in the way and nobody stops the people out there from moving on. And that's something. The amateur radio folks will be there. We're not in the parade. We were in the Veterans Parade, which it's cool. We enjoyed it. And building a float is either expensive or a lot of work. You can either have one built professionally, which a lot of people do. That costs a lot of money. Or you can do it yourself, which we have done. We've done not impromptu, but we've done homemade devices, and we did them very well over the years.
Yes,
and,
you did.
A team has put a lot of effort into doing them. Circumstances are not as such that we are doing it this year. However, some of us are members of another team called the Onslow Amateur Radio Club, and as the club did during the Veterans Parade, and as they will be doing this coming weekend, we're assisting. We have men and women up and down the entire parade route. with radios. And we have people manning an amateur radio base station at the Jacksonville Police Department's EOC, Emergency Operations Center, where their dispatchers operate out of. So we will be there just in case something comes up. We're not there to provide assistance. We may answer questions or something if you see anybody, but it's to provide some immediate contact back with headquarters. So the police department will be there in force, of course, as will be EMS. And no, we're not there to enforce it, direct traffic, or anything else. We're just there to report back to headquarters. But we'll be there.
And I think great point you just brought about directing traffic. So main intersections like Country Club and Western.
Yep.
Bryn Mawr Road
Village Drive.
Yeah. So most of the major intersections are going to be closed during that period, but the behind streets you can still get to if you got to get to the hospital.
Just do not. Yeah, the hospital has other entrances other than the main Western Boulevard entrance, but do not slip through one of these other intersections and go around any barricades, as happened a couple of years ago.
We saw that a couple years ago. Here comes the blue lights.
It did not take very long for the guys with the bubblegum machines to pull you over.
Oh, man, we were like,
and they're not going to be really polite to you. They'll be as polite as they can be. But when you pull up to something like that and you know there's something going on, which the barricade should be your clue. Hello.
Well, your first call, because you hear that officer, ma'am, did you not notice that there's no one on the boulevard? No traffic?
Except the people coming
except
straight
for the
at
people
you.
sitting on the sidewalks?
Yeah, there's your clue.
Did you not notice all the barricades and the little state flower cones all over at every, intersecting
The
road?
state
Did you
flower
not notice
cones with
that?
those big barrels with orange and white paint
That's
around
the
them.
state flower. Ma'am, did you not realize that they're all there for a reason? Boy, but it didn't take long because here she come down the street and the next thing we know, here comes SWAT. We were like, whoa.
But Chris, I don't know whether you noticed anything sexist about what she just did or not.
It was a woman. I remember it was a woman driving.
Yeah.
That's fact. I remember that well because we were like, Lord. Anyway.
So on a bit of sad news, and Kathy provided this morning to a little bit of research. A Turkish military cargo plane crashed in midair, killing 20 people this morning. She didn't say where it was Turkish air military cargo plane.
Yeah.
So
another one?
Yeah, very sad. And then 42 people were killed trying to leave Libya in a rubber boat that capsized.
42 people in a rubber boat.
In a rubber boat, yeah.
No, and no. I feel for people in other countries. So, however, y'all don't do things like that. Even if you're having to flee because you don't like what's going on, or we don't have a lot of Turkish individuals driving all the way across the ocean to get to the United States. Okay. So even that's a little fur piece for them. But those who are sneaking into this country, some of them coming from Haiti, Cuba, points to our South America, Central America, that come in various ways. And those who get aboard makeshift floating devices, the Coast Guard, thank God, you know what, they've picked up more from floundering boats. Floundering means those things are getting ready to go down, because they will go down when the ocean gets rough. There is no telling how many bodies there are, people that have disappeared when a makeshift floating device that's departed Cuba, which is only 90 miles from the Key West, certain parts of Cuba, or from Haiti, or from other countries. There are some. I used to be a member of the National Press Photographers Association, okay? And they put out an annual book, Photos of the Year. Some of them are award winners, some of them are not. Just photos of the year that got a lot of attention. And there was this one year, I'll never forget, the number of bodies that floated up on Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach, and Boca Raton, those beaches. In the surf, they have photos of these bodies as they're washing ashore. They made it almost to dry land. Anybody wearing a life jacket?
No.
They don't have life jackets. They don't set sail with life jackets. Men, women, and children get aboard these boats. I cannot imagine. I mean, I've got a 30-foot boat with a couple of 300 horsepower motors, 30-footer. They got boats that are 30 feet long, or even longer, or even shorter. They may have 40 people, 50 people on that boat. To make that kind of a trip, desperation. I feel bad. I feel awful. What do we do though in this country? What can we do in this country? We cannot take every person under our wings, because they can't come here and expect to make their own way. How do you expect somebody coming from another country under those conditions to just land in this country or slip across the border to this country and be able to even support themselves? How can we expect that to happen? But why should it be upon the rest of us to take care of that? When we've got people in this country living under conditions, not the same kind of government, of course. We can't take care of our own people here now. We got veterans.
It's very tough.
It's a tough call. It's awful to think about it.
It is. And interesting, coming up, and by our number 910-333-0139, Charlotte's going to be expecting some visitors.
Oh, they already have them.
They're already here.
Yes, ICE is
80
there.
people the first day.
Really?
Yeah, they've nailed a bunch of them. They got a bunch. We'll talk
A friend of mine who's working up there right now on he's on an audit team, and he's up there working right now. He sent me a bunch of pictures yesterday from the hotel he's staying at, and he was taking pictures of all the SUVs being driven by the ICE agents. He said, "I think ICE is at this hotel." And I told him, "Run high."
Well, ICE is not there alone. They may be attached to ICE, but that's Homeland Security. Homeland Security is kind of like a big, broad umbrella type of organization that's got all sorts of people down there, including, all sorts of federal agents.
Right.
Federal agents to the left of them, federal agents to the right of them, all driving all these SUVs.
I looked during the weekend to see if anybody had gone live and was broadcasting some of the stuff. And the only thing they really showed was some of the protesters, of course. Mm-hmm. And they showed one scene where agents were trying to get this one gentleman out of his pickup truck, and he refused to get out. So they busted the window, opened the door, and got him out.
That's the one that made news.
Yeah, but he's the only one that made news, but turned out that he was a citizen. A U.S. citizen. So, twice.
However, anytime law enforcement, federal, state, local, whatever,
That's right.
If they tell you as part of their investigation to get out of your vehicle, roll your window down, give me your driver's license, your registration, your proof of insurance, if they do any of that, they're conducting an investigation. It is illegal not to comply with their commands when they're conducting an investigation. They do not have to be giving, they do not have to tell you. They do not have to tell you in most cases why they have stopped you until they have your license and registration on board. For instance, You find people getting stopped. You see the videos on it all the time. Why'd you stop me? Give me your license and registration, please. Then I will talk with you about
And they
that.
roll up the window.
And then the minute you do that, you are resisting and you are obstructing. And then they're going to open your car. They're going to gain access to you.
And the least expensive way is to open the door rather than have to replace a window.
And when you get out and say, okay, I am a citizen, if the whole issue is whether you're a citizen or not, they're investigating. They have come to town, to the Mecklenburg County area, because they have reports of so many illegals in that area, which was kind of proven when they had reports on the media of a number of Hispanic shops, restaurants, and whatever, locking their doors. And they opened the back doors, and their employees, and patrons were leaving by way of the back door. Let me think about that. Is that suspicious? Yeah, absolutely. Then they did it for a reason, no doubt. Were some of them legal? Maybe. Why would they leave if they were legal? But that's beside the point. You have to comply, or you will be forced to comply.
That's right.
If you resist them, there's your charge right there, right up front, resisting arrest. And they will arrest you. And removing the glass from that frame that's called your window, they generally don't do the front windshield because that's really expensive. But they will break a side glass, because a side glass gives them access to your door. If you lay your hands on them during that period of time, if you are dumb enough to reach over there and grab their arm as they come in to open your door, I'm sorry.
It's a good question for our listeners. If they want to call, you have to give you a name, or you can. If you,
Well,
I mean, I think we've all. Lee, have you been stopped before?
You mean today?
No. I mean, I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
One time, and I would say it was like 30 years ago.
Okay. So,
One time.
So my question
I
is.
earned it, though. I ran a red light.
Okay. Well.
Did you get a ticket?
Nope.
No.
Why?
Got a warning, probably.
Oh, it was just,
You smiled.
No, come 17.
You gave him donuts.
And you're right there at Cheney and 17 at that light there.
I can say that because I was one of those people.
I was sitting at that light and it was red, but the lights coming off of Cheney onto 17, they were kind of almost like facing the same way. And it's the way they were turned. And they turned green, and I just thought it was my light, and so I drove through it. And he just said, did you? I was like, no, it turned green. He goes, no, it didn't. But it was just a warning. Friendly. Okay. He was very nice. And
so my question to our listeners to give us a
never
call,
did it again.
if they'd like to, 910-333-0139. If you've been stopped, what did you do?
Just jinxed me now, you know.
No, I didn't. I didn't jinx you. We all know that last week I had a conversation before a Crime Stopper meeting with the law.
Were you begging for forgiveness?
I'll tell you exactly what I am. On the way to studios, and long story short, as soon as I saw the blue light, I pulled out my license, my registration, the window was down, and I went like that. He didn't, yes. And Rayford, you're right. He did not tell me why he stopped me.
Doesn't have to.
He didn't say a word. He just took my license, took the registration, went back to his car, verified everything, came back, told me why, and we had a nice conversation.
Now, if you want to be a jerk about the whole thing, you can just go ahead and put up, why'd you stop me? And yada, 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 yada. And okay, if he had not, if you had done something and you were really nice, polite, you said, okay, I see what you're talking about. I was stupid. I ran that stop sign. I may have done this. I may have done that. There are reasons to stop you that are called circumstances that could lead to an arrest. For instance, cross the center line, run off the road on the right side, and you do it and you weave in between the center line and the edge of the road to your right, if you're weaving back and forth, you don't have to violate a law. But if you're weaving inside that center line, a couple things. Late at night, you could be sleepy. And it might be time, and they will want to wake you up. And, and then they will encourage you to, either get some rest, go find some coffee, or, take a break.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife's car sends a message. Would you like to top over? And it's got a picture of a coffee cup and smoke coming out. No, I don't drink coffee. Hot chocolate, yeah, but the coffee, no. But what's wrong with that?
You don't have that?
Do you take offense at something warning you about that? No. But there are other things that you could also be under the influence. You could be impaired by weaving back and forth inside in your lane. No, you didn't violate the law by crossing over into the other lane. But if he follows you long enough and you commit 1, 2, 3 different types of these things, if he's following you for a couple of miles and you do this and this and this and this, well, each one of them kind of adds up to what they call becoming probable cause.
Well, I think the most important thing to note is that one traffic stop may be the one stop that saved that person from causing the death of another by a motor vehicle.
Or themselves.
True. So traffic stops, I would say most of the time, high percentage of the time, are done because, the officer may have been concerned. You may have weaved a little bit, or maybe you were going a little bit faster than what you should have under the conditions, but grateful that he stopped you and said, hey, have a good day, slow down. And, it makes you a better driver.
Well, Rayford's right. I mean, I didn't break any law. And he said you weren't doing anything illegal. However, I just need to let you know that maybe some of what I did in the area that I was doing it, that it happened at, was not the best place for it.
Yeah, Gum Branch Road is, I know people complain about that road all the time, the wrecks. And there is, just like last weekend, one day, was it Friday? 3 wrecks within a short amount of time on that road.
Close together.
Short area.
Right. But, that is a high traffic area. Everyone knows that, like everyone knows Western Boulevard is how you drive it and the choices that you make on that road.
Yep.
So don't blame it on a housing area.
You may be technically illegal in everything you're doing. But there is something called safe movement violations. You could be weaving. I mean, you could be, let's just say you're going along, the traffic in the left lane is moving at exactly the speed limit. The inside lane is moving the speed limit. And you're like, I want to drive faster than that. And so you will zip around, weave back and forth. No. That is a safe movement violation. Reckless operation, it could become, depending upon the severity. So, people like that will be stopped.
Well, vehicles have changed a lot over the years. The manufacturer, the way they're built, and the sensitivity that they hold. And it used to be
so bad for you. They're so sensitive.
Back a long time ago when you drove, nowadays, all you have to do is just look down or look away for a second, and you're bobbling a little bit, You're bobbling. You're swerving or whatever.
Is that a new word, bobbling?
Yeah, bobbling. Stick with me. I'll teach you something. Okay. But, it's just very easy now because cars and the way that they're, what I'm saying? It doesn't take much at all. You reach down there.
80 miles an hour.
No, I don't speed. You reach down there to get a sip of your coffee or something, and you've jerked a little bit.
Distracted driving.
Well, people do it every day, though, Rayford. When you pick up your microphone to talk on your ham radio in your Jeep, that is distracted driving. So, my little sip of coffee.
I don't have to take the eyes off the road to talk.
I don't have to take my eyes off the road to reach down and pick up my cup of coffee either. See, watch, I could just, whoops. Well, I don't have a
Retake. Retake.
Take two.
Your Honor, I rest my case.
I mean, you reach down to pick up your thermos, and most people know what I'm talking about. You reach down to
We
pick
couldn't have planned that one.
I was just more scared about burning something.
You almost did.
That's what scared me most.
I didn't even rig that one. That was self-induced.
That was
Okay. Let's talk about the South Carolina man that was executed Friday.
Well, yeah, he got
firing squad.
That's a three this year in South Carolina.
I watched a documentary on him just over the weekend. He creeped me out. But he was convicted of killing 3 people over 5 days more than 20 years ago.
Why
He
did it
was
take so long?
executed because you have all these appeals. He had quite a few. Stephen Bryant, 44, was executed for killing a man in his home and writing "Catch me if you can" on the wall with the victim's blood.
You are just number one mean.
Oh man,
vicious. But you're also stupid, and we need to start the gene pool.
Well, he killed 3 people. One of them was a man sitting on the fishing bank, just minding his own business fishing, and this Stephen Bryant just walked up, pulled out a gun, and shot him. And he shot him in the shoulder. Mm-hmm. Left the man thinking he was dead. The guy was able to crawl to his truck and go to a hospital. He was the one witness in the case that was able to identify this man. But he was executed, let me see, the 3 prison employees, all with live ammunition, volunteered to carry out the execution. And Brian is the 3rd man this year to die by South Carolina.
Three.
He chose to die by firing squad instead of lethal injection or the electric.
3 people?
Yes.
Normally there are 5, I think.
Bryant made no final statement.
It only takes 1, but
he briefly glanced over the 10 witnesses before the hood was placed on his head. The shots rang out, and 55 seconds later, Bryant made no noise. Get this, the red bullseye target that marks the location of his heart flew forward off his chest. He had a few shallow breaths and then a final spasm a little over a minute later. Doctor checked him. Excuse me, and he was pronounced dead.
I thought, and maybe it was just back in the old days, there were 5.
There were 5 and 1 had blank.
I thought it was like 4 had blanks, 1 or 2 maybe had live, so that you didn't know if yours was the one that was the shot.
If you've ever pulled the trigger on a gun, you do know when you pull the trigger.
Right.
There is virtually no recoil on a blank when it goes off. When you've got just powder going off, there's no recoil.
Okay.
When you're shooting a 30-30 or something larger, if you're an experienced shooter, which these guys should be, you don't want an inexperienced guy. You know you're going to die. You don't want them shooting and missing and hitting you in the arm. That would just be a bad way to go.
After he shot that one guy in his home, he burned his eyes with cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
God. Wow.
See, that is not even a contributing factor. It cannot be, one of those deals that because the guy's dead, you can be charged with a separate offense, but that does not lead to the use of execution. Reason for
I don't know
if
he was still, his heart may have still been beating when he burned him. His
Probably
eyes with cigarettes. Don't know. I didn't get that far into it, but what a craziness. And there was just another one this weekend too. Where was that?
I still contend there are evil people.
Yep.
In this world. They're just plain
and
evil.
There's some things you cannot guarantee the safety of other folks around.
No.
With them walking among us. And life in prison without benefit or parole is a thing today.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens when the next legislative session happens, or in 15 years, or in this guy's life expectancy after he was convicted, 20 years, they could have gone through and abolished the death penalty in South Carolina. They could have done that. They could have abolished life in prison without benefit of parole because they say life in prison and there's no way to get out. That's cruel and unusual punishment. A group of untrained people, lawmakers, who don't know much about anything in the criminal justice system, the vast majority of them there. They only look at what the words say. They don't listen to lawmen. They do not listen to the criminal justice system. They don't care. They listen to, oh, the people, that's so bad and he's going to be killed or he's got to spend his life in prison. Oh, boo. Hoo. His mama's not going to see him again. Boo. Hoo. Bull.
I don't think anybody was crying over him losing his life. What does the Bible say, Chris? Eye for an eye.
Well,
maybe they should have burned his eyes.
Misconception, but
maybe they should have burned his eyes with some cigarettes.
I mean, it is a misconception,
misinterpretation.
Yeah,
yeah. It's all how you interpret it, right?
It's a difficult one.
Get this, you were talking about ICE being in Charlotte this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I just found this news article from the Washington Examiner. Listen to the first sentence of what they wrote. A law enforcement officer was injured during an illegal immigration enforcement operation in Charlotte, North Carolina on Sunday.
An illegal.
It's poorly worded.
Yeah. It's also inaccurate.
And I was reading a story just the other day, and this was on AP, and they were talking about something happened, some type of field operations.
All of these people did not get through Mrs. Richardson's English class in Jacksonville.
You know how they spelled field instead of F-I-E-L-D? They spelled it F-I-L-L-E-D, and I'm like,
that's AI doing that.
Well,
look at everything you write. Do you have to go back and redo it?
I do,
because Chris can't even speak it and have it come out spelled right.
Oh, his texts are just like, we're like, what?
They're not tests. They're interpretations of what he says.
But then and again,
AI, fake intelligence.
You can't expect. We don't expect anyone to be perfect on text. I've texted some stuff. And the grammar's wrong, and I knew it was wrong before. But I type so fast, I hit send before I look at to see what it actually says.
Oh, but you're typing, right?
Right.
So with at least Samsung, and they know about the problem, in the talk to text, either I talk too fast, which I've been accused of, or it's just not getting the words right. And AI, I thank you. I'll blame it on AI.
It is AI. I will tell you right now, it's AI.
But it's interesting. Can I mention something about AI? When you go and you contact a company and they get that automated chat, you want to chat? Chat. I noticed yesterday because I was chatting with different companies, and they all say this is an AI robot.
It's nobody there.
No,
people.
There's not. And
go talk to somebody over and just go find somebody who doesn't know what's going on in this world. Talk to them. You'll get the same reaction.
Times have changed, Rayford.
Yeah,
it's not like you used to go to your neighbor's house and have a cup of coffee or cocoa or a glass of tea and sit down and talk. Those days are gone. People text all the time. People,
I know. I've given when I've had people over here for dinner, for Christmas dinner.
Everybody's on their phone.
I've had people from one end of the table texting people at the other end of the table. Give me a break.
I've done that before in a family. Well, we had a strange person one night at a family dinner, and we were like, "Do you think they're gonna make it through dinner before Dad throws them out?"
Do you think that maybe that one person might have been you at any time? If y'all think
my dad loved me, I was his favorite. Sorry, sister, brother.
Would you get them on the phone? Where's George? What's his number? Call him.
All
right, let's go offshore. All
right, let's.
Where there are a lot fewer people and a lot more fish. Today, the marine forecast, and that's for marine sailors and everybody else out there. Northwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts to 25. diminishing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, subsiding to 2 to 3 in the afternoon. Near shore seas only 2 to 3. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop this afternoon. Tomorrow, wasn't there a song that started out that? Tomorrow. What was the name of that song? Who did that song?
Tomorrow.
Was it a
Amy.
Broadway play? Yes, it was. Northerly winds tomorrow, 5 to 10 knots, becoming southeasterly in the afternoon, 2 footers. Sounds and rivers a light chop, diminishing to flat in the afternoon. Wednesday, southwesterly winds around 10 knots, seas 2 to 3. Sounds and rivers a light chop. What are you doing?
I was like, hallelujah. It's going to be a beautiful day to be on the water.
I said, sounds and rivers
Don't.
becoming flat, and you reach over and cross your heart. What is? I don't get that.
It was.
Do you have a person? Do you have a?
Are you done?
You have some sort of an issue there?
At least you didn't say twiggy flat, okay?
I see. I knew what you were thinking. I knew exactly what you were thinking. Okay, go ahead.
Chris is like, how did I get into this mess? Are you done?
He stumbled in one day.
All right, today is sunny with a high near 62, northwest wind 5 to 9 miles per hour with gusts as high as 21. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 34. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 66. And Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 74. And I will tell you that looking at the rest of the week, it looks beautiful with Friday looking like a high near 76 and a low of 58. A heat index of 0, Chris.
Means it's going to be cold.
That means, no, it looks like it may be, if things don't change, which we know they change all the time.
It's the weather.
It's the weather, that's right. It looks like Friday night may not be as cold as the last couple Friday nights.
I'll make iced tea instead of hot chocolate.
So no need for. Oh, we got to get. Do you want?
We
What?
did that last time.
Damn,
That's all
okay.
right. We don't have to do it again.
Throw to the weather. Yeah, so you won't need to worry about long johns, those hand warmers, foot warmers, blankets, shawls, coats, hats, beanies. Also,
I can leave the batteries to the chair at home.
Yeah,
I'm
and
taking mine just in case.
So
You
am
never
I.
know. It's the weather.
be able to wear tank tops and shorts and flip flops and
Could be 58 degrees out and start snowing. You never know.
How'd you know what I was leading up to?
Go ahead.
Tank tops.
Okay.
We got a couple of really nice ladies coming to town. Nice ladies. They won't be wearing tank tops. First Lady Melania Trump and Second
Yes.
Lady Usha. Is that the way she pronounces her first name? Usha
Usha.
Vance
Something.
will be visiting Camp Lejeune Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday, they will spend some time with military members and their families to show appreciation for those who serve during the holiday season. That's one of the things that a lot of folks don't quite understand. You know, there may be Marines, sailors who will not be here for Christmas with their kids, their
Right.
newborns, those to be born soon. They may be deployed. They may be on board ship for 6 long months. You never know where they will be. They might be underwater if they're aboard a Navy submarine.
Yeah.
Okay. They might be underwater. Along with doing activities with students on base, Trump and Vance will give remarks to service members and military families at a hangar on board the base. I'm not sure if they've got some other places they're touring or not, but they're going to be at Camp Lejeune this week.
I bet
Wednesday.
I bet they go to the Wounded Warriors.
Maybe at the Gold Course.
Well, we
With
had heard
Melania.
last week that there was a visit, but we were waiting for it to be absolutely confirmed.
What we need to
So-
do is we need to get because the initial report you got was Donald Trump's coming.
Right.
No,
right.
well-
And it could have been maybe they had to change it. So
Well, that's because he found out my handicap.
I got back in 2016. I put out word that I wanted to talk with then candidate Donald Trump
right.
well before the election, and I got confirmation one day that he would be calling in, and he did.
Well,
Junior,
oh.
this is Donald Trump. I said, you don't sound like him.
I went to dinner with him, him and Kimberly were guests there. It was nice. It was
anyway,
fun.
and then I saw them later on. When did I go to Las Vegas? So anyway, I saw him at the SHOT Show there in Las Vegas a couple of years, 3 years later.
Yeah.
But I had a great conversation with him. He and there was a famous, a well-known. I don't call him famous. A well-known, not the guy that took out Bin Laden, but another SEAL that was well-known at the time. God, making a lot of news. Anyway, they were in a limo getting ready to go to the airport or whatever they were doing, and so he made the call as he was scheduled to do, and we talked for a while. And he said, "I've got so and so in here. Would you like to talk to him?" Absolutely. So I talked to him longer than I talked to Trump Jr. I forgot who he was. God, that was a while back.
Well,
Speaking
of our military, I'd like to give an update on our Wreaths Across America.
Please
Yes,
do.
please.
If there are any groups interested in helping on December 13th at 9 a.m. at Onslow Memorial Gardens, we have 96 boxes of wreaths coming. And in each box, there are 12 wreaths.
Yep.
And we are going
that's
to
almost for 1,200 wreaths, people.
Yeah, that's
Eat your Wheaties.
800. We're at Onslow Memorial Gardens. We're at 828 that are scheduled right now. We still have some more that are being processed up in Maine. So we might get close to 900 of the 1,500 wreaths that are out at Onslow Memorial Park to be covered. At the Coastal Carolina State Veterans Cemetery, we're about 3,200, I believe, which the goal was 6,000. And we're in our final push. December 1st is the deadline.
Okay, good.
And so the ceremony at Onslow Memorial Park, once again, is at 9 a.m. on the 13th. And that's full military event. And then from 9 to 10 at this Coastal Carolina State Veterans Cemetery is for families to get their wreaths and visit their loved ones.
Yeah, if you ordered one specifically for a family member,
Yes. And then the general public will be invited at 12 o'clock.
Right.
So if you come out and help us at Onslow Memorial Park at 9, you still have plenty of time to go.
to get there.
Yeah.
Right.
Plenty of
That's
time
good
to
to
get
know.
out there.
Good to know.
Now, let me do something else here.
Yes, sir.
You've been getting contributions.
Yes.
You've been getting a lot of people turning out.
Yes.
And one of them went to a lot of trouble on Friday night.
It sure did.
Yes, he did.
Lee gets a message from a gentleman.
phone
She
call.
says, this is before the game started Friday night. We're up there. So I suddenly see her raising her hands like, "Oh, here I am." I'm like, "Oh God, who is this? What is she doing?" And she said, "Well," and then she told me, and I said, "Okay, well, I didn't know why." But this gentleman comes up and he comes along the stands from the bleachers next to us. And he said, "Hey," and I said, "Oh, I know who you are."
Yeah, come sit
And,
with us. But he wasn't there for us.
But he was looking for you.
He was.
looking for
He
you.
was looking for you because he had a mission.
He did, and it was such a wonderful surprise to see former County Commissioner Walter Scott. He came up, and we had been talking about getting together, and their schedules just happened. But he said, "I told you I would make this donation." He did. He donated $100 towards some wreaths.
Yes, he did.
And Walter, thank you very much for that. So that's a former county commissioner. We've had a city council member who's also donated. So thank you to
Bob Warden.
Bob Warden.
Well,
Long
Chris,
time
both of them.
is not tonight the meeting of the commissioners?
It is.
Well, maybe you should text everyone
Well,
who said, "Bring money,
Well,
bring your money."
and I would love to accept in our ongoing efforts to remember the Vietnam veterans. Kathy and I are going out to the American Legion to pin and award the proclamation from President Trump. We're honoring 18
That's
veterans
very
there.
nice. Very nice.
And that time, unfortunately, is at the same time the county
Ah.
commissioners meet.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure that I'm sure
Well,
they'll come through. I'm sure it'll
I
be
may as
fine.
well take this call.
Sure.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
This is the Central Intelligence Agency. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Rayford. How you doing?
Fine. We're just talking about you, Walter. Walter Scott's on the line with
I
us
was
here.
just say, hello, Walter.
Let me give some encouragement.
Okay.
I'm asking all elected officials, every one of us, former and present, to go out and support this very well deserving cause. For loved ones, our heroes that can no longer be with us need our assistance.
Mm-hmm.
It's respect of what has happened, and nothing more than that. This should not die. This should be something every year that we look forward to. I tell you what I'll do. I'll match another $100 to anyone that comes in. I will give $100. Laura and I are privileged to be able to serve and be with the citizens of Onslow County. This is a worthy cause. Please come out and support them. Chris, I appreciate what you and your lovely wife are doing. It means a lot more than you really realize.
Thank you,
And
Walter.
with that, saying that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, there's nobody in that room but Lee. Everybody else is getting older. They need all the volunteers that they can get.
Well,
So,
here's what I got to say about that. I'm privileged and lucky to be getting older because the other alternative is not that good.
that's right.
Walter, once again, let me say thank you and God bless you for your donation. Thank you and God bless you for your challenge to us. And you're a wonderful man. You donated before. You got me, and you surprised me, and almost left me speechless before during the football game. But thank you so much. God bless you.
Well, look, I'm going to say something about the football game. I had a prior commitment, but whenever I promise something, I do try to live up to it. But, Chris, the football announcement in that stadium is awesome. And I really appreciate your enthusiasm, the way you do motivate the players. Don't pick on the referees too much. If you need some hand signals there, just let me know because I do know the signal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but you guys enjoy it. I'm going to support you as much as I can, and God bless you, and I hope everybody has a happy holidays. God bless you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Walter.
Walter.
And thank you for your donation.
Yeah, we do appreciate that. And
Thank you.
that was really wonderful, Pam. When he showed up the other night, I'm like,
Yes.
wow, what an unexpected
He called me, and I'm like, why is Walter calling me?
And you know, and I really don't care about politics, okay?
Right,
I
right.
really don't care what your politics are. You don't care what mine are. I don't have any. I generally, like I tell Walter and everybody else, I hate everybody equally. Sorry, Walter, you know that. No, but seriously, I don't let politics or somebody else's politics stand in the way of you doing what's right.
What got me was like, I'm like, he didn't go to Jacksonville. Why is he looking for what? I'm confused. And he walked up, and I was like, "Hey, good to see." First thing I know, he takes out money, and I'm like,
pulls out his wallet and he's going through it. And I'm thinking, okay,
Where's Chris?
He bought me a new radio or something. No,
I said,
But he
"Where's
did
your
better
wife?"
than- He did much better than that.
In the truck waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you sit down here? And he said, I got my wife in a truck. I said, you got her in the back of your truck tied up or what?
No, that was it was a very nice thing to do. And it was very appreciated.
I really was speechless when he did it.
Yeah.
But he said something to me, and I believe he just mentioned it again. He said, when I make a promise, I keep it. And Walter made that promise to me about a month ago, and he even told me where I could find him, but I'm here during the time that he mentioned where I could find him. But Walter, God bless you and everybody that's donated. I may not have been able to say thank you to everybody, but thank you, because they are our veterans, whether they're deceased or not. They are our veterans, and they need to be remembered more than just on Veterans Day and Memorial
I know
Day.
it's important to Walter also because he did serve in the Army.
Yes, he
so,
does.
He has been in the service, a serviceman.
And for you guys around here, don't let that stand in your way. I mean, as a soldier, it's okay.
Well,
They're all
go Army, I mean, hey, this is probably our fault, probably mainly mine, because
It is.
I brought it up about the 3 wrecks the other day on Ramsey Road.
You did.
Well, guess what? We just got a traffic alert. Ramsey Road near Cow Lane and Quartz Lane is down to 1 lane as responders
would you
are
just
working
hush up?
on the scene of a multi-car collision. Please proceed with caution through the area.
Or
And
take
that was
another
from
route.
the Onslow County
Do the
Sheriff's
investigators
Office.
out there a favor. Take another route.
That's Ramsey Road. Ramsey and Gum Branch.
Yeah, you can go by way of, at Clinton or somewhere.
Well, when we get that new bypass.
But we are still taking donations for the Wreaths Across America.
What is the cutoff?
Well, the cutoff is December 1st. So the way it works is anything that is postmarking, we get it out even if Kathy and I have to FedEx it. We'll get it there, and anything goes to December 1st, even though it may not be processed, because there's 4,900 locations, and they're getting all these checks now because it's crunch time. But it will count towards the wreaths. Then anything postmarked after that will count towards next year. So our group, Wreaths Honoring Our Fallen Veterans, the ceremony is December 13th. We begin next year on December 14th.
That's right. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I bought some before the end of December in order to get that extra one. I think we both did, Rayford.
Yep.
Yeah, we did. And so did Kelly. Yeah. So
3 for 2.
Yeah, we bought the 3 for 2.
And that helps tremendously. And it's
Right now, it's an extra $5 for one. You pay $17. There's $5 that goes as put it in a big pile. So you're getting 1 1/3. About
1 1/3 because it's going towards the purchase of another wreath. So
right.
It's yesterday at church did for 6 or 7 hours and
Not in the parking lot.
No, inside
Okay.
inside
You've already been
the
warned.
church hall. Yeah, I'm sorry.
right.
But
Warned about what?
When he was stopped on his way here last week.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
So you gave them a
Just
donut?
kidding.
parishioners donate, but they also some donated to Wreaths Across America.
Oh, okay. I thought
Very
maybe
nice.
somebody you donated a donut to the gentleman. with
Well,
the
you
blue
could
light.
walk a couple blocks down and give away any extra donuts you have
We do.
down there at the.
We take
Public safety.
leftovers and things to the sheriff's department and the police department.
That's good.
Here's your donuts. I couldn't do it.
Okay. So we've got everything covered that we need to let everybody know about. I think
Right.
nothing else coming up. I don't believe, right? This week that we don't know about, we haven't talked about yet.
Not that I can. Nothing big. I mean, there's lots of little stuff around the county here and there, but other than
We saving a big announcement for Friday, or
Which
letting
one?
it out now about our guest on Friday?
oh
The big
yeah,
announcement that I think has already been made.
yeah. Chris Thomas, our current sheriff, has announced that he is running for re-election. I don't think you'll have any issues whatsoever. If you're concerning running against him, save your money. Just stay home. It's not going to happen.
I talked to the sheriff the other day. Well, we exchanged texts and we actually spelled everything correctly on both
Right.
of them. So we just catching up a little homework.
I
but
would expect
I had,
no less.
I had some other homework to do
Right.
with him. So we're working on something here for the Onslow Amateur Radio Club, and he's willingly, and he's confirmed, allowing us to do certain things this year. Again, giving us certain facilities, not allowing us, but he's given us the use of certain facilities during this period of time coming up in January. So anyway, I'll, but at the same time, I invited him to, and he is planning to run for re-election, which
Yes.
if he had not been planning to run for re-election, we would have had to probably kidnap him. And I've got a pod back there. We could have locked him in it until he conceded, until he agreed to run.
He's going to be sheriff for a long time. Long time.
So,
Long time.
anyway,
So Theo, don't even talk about term limits.
No. And term limits, I'm kind of like leaning towards Theo and others a bit. There are term limits, but there are, first of all, I do not consider anybody who is a professional in whatever that position is that they're in, such as sheriff, clerk of court,
Judges.
the individuals like that, the district attorney.
Right.
These are professional positions. They're not citizens there to serve per se. Those who are serving as our lawmakers, they're like you and me. Any
Right.
one of us can run, and we don't have to have any qualifications, to be honest with you. None, zero, zilch, zippo. A DA, if somebody is running, a judge, there are certain requirements, sheriff, the clerk of court. These folks, they will have certain professional things that they can do. Gone are the days when some jackleg off the street can run for and be elected sheriff. I hope we never see that again. We don't need any bumpkins just because, hey, boy, I got me a gun and I want to be sheriff. No, there's a whole lot more in it. These are professional positions. Got it? So we will, but for those people, you can serve as long as we, the people, think you're doing the job that we've hired you to do as professionals. If you're doing dumb things like we've seen in many other counties, cities, then we can kick you out. I mean, that's why we're here. We are the final say-so. We have the final say.
Well, I have another announcement in case anyone missed it on election. Our Judge Robert Gilmore has announced that he is going to run for Superior Court Judge in 2026.
He's a district court judge now.
He's a district court judge now for Sampson, Duplin, Jones, and Onslow. He's honored to have the support of Judge Henry L. Stevens IV, who currently holds that seat, and Judge Stevens is retiring. The past years serving as a district court judge have been among my highest honors. I hope to have your support to continue serving the state at the Superior Court level. And I worked on Robert Gilmore's campaign back in the day. And that was a good campaign. And if you don't know Judge Gilmore,
there's going to be an opening for a district court judge.
That's right. If you don't know Judge Gilmore, he's fine, people. He's really good. So,
you're going to put your head in for it?
congratulations.
No, at one time, did you know that you did not have to be a lawyer to be a judge, a district court
That's right.
judge in North Carolina?
Yes.
And there was one from Jones County. I forgot his name, but he had probably more common sense. And he used common sense on the bench. Of course, he referred to the law books for what the legal stuff could be. But they changed it, and he could no longer be judge without a law degree.
That's the reason I asked you if you were considering running.
Never.
No,
I don't have a law degree.
I like working behind the scenes.
I know what the law is and how to break. I mean, I didn't mean break it. I know how others break the law.
I didn't need to clarify. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I have to clarify something on Walter's challenge. Up to $100. So Walter will donate another $100.
That's right. That's what he said. Yes.
To the first person that comes up with a $100 bill,
right? He will match him.
He's going to match
Yes.
that one.
So the first person, the first politician.
He said, "Please make sure they know that I'm only donating another $100."
Yeah,
Thank you.
we got
So,
that.
thank you, Walter.
So the
Thank
first
you, Laura.
politician, or if it takes 5 to make 100.
It would be nice if we had another the first one through the door with $100 calls me and says, "I got $100." And I will collect it from you. You do know that. If you make that promise, I will collect it from you.
Well,
one way or t'other.
I've told people I will meet them up until 11 o'clock at night, almost anywhere they want to.
Yeah,
Almost.
no.
Here, I got a question.
Sometimes
for both of you.
if he's nervous, he'll call me. I'll go along with him.
I got a question for both of you.
Mhm.
How many eggs can a chicken lay?
At one time,
Pick your choice. 1 day, 1 week, a lifetime.
None.
Depends upon how tasty. When he stops laying eggs,
None.
he becomes dinner.
A Florida
None.
man allegedly opened fire at a trio of 20-somethings outside a bar earlier this month. This was in Florida during an argument over how many eggs a chicken can lay. Peter Riera, 44, called 911 on November 4th and said he had been robbed and was being chased by this trio. Well, come to find out, the trio identified in the police documents as Brandon Pace, his girlfriend Kyla, and friend Tyler, told responding officers that they had been talking to this man who they had been introduced to that night as Farmer Pete. They got discussing chickens and egg production, a conversation that quickly escalated when Riera inexplicably grew paranoid that they were going to jump him, and he started firing upon him. He's accused the three of trying to con him. He pulled out a gun. He allegedly fired 4 rounds at the group while they were fleeing.
And he missed?
But nobody was injured. He missed.
The actual answer is 1.
This is all over how many eggs a chicken can lay.
1 at a time.
It wasn't a trick question.
Okay, one every 24 to 26 hours.
Oh, he is also
You
arrested.
looked it up.
I did. I don't know that stuff.
You didn't know, did you?
Why would you know that stuff?
Wow. He was also charged with obstructing officers and kicking 2 of them while he was detained.
Now you're
That's
stupid.
done.
You just got rid of
He's done. He's done. Oh, well, look at this. He's currently being held on a $435,000 bond.
Well, good.
Do you think it should be more or less? He fired 4 rounds at fleeing people.
Well, here's the thing. If he's, he won't ever make the firing squad
Kicked
team
a cop.
in South Carolina.
No, he won't.
If he's got no history,
Mm-hmm.
if he's got speeding tickets, he's always been to court on time, he's done what he's supposed to do. $400,000 bond is not that unusual. I mean, that's fairly steep, to be honest with you.
He pulled out a 45 caliber Glock. Oh, whoa. Yeah, I'd run too. Wow. He must not like chicken. He must be a hamburger man or something.
Must be a bad shot, because that's the issued gun that I had at Curry Beach was a 45
Well,
Glock.
we're so
And I
glad he's
didn't
a
have to
bad
shoot
shot.
4 times and miss 4 times.
Happy he's a bad shot. Shoosh. So I watched SpaceX shoot off another rocket last
You
night.
just got something about those X-rated things, don't you?
I just love watching the okay. So
Single X,
anyway,
double X, triple
this
X.
one is putting satellites into orbit.
X marks the
That's
spot.
going to. This is for NASA that they did this for, and for Europe, this is to measure the ocean water. And they'll
measure it for what?
for its, like when the levels go up, the levels go down, when it's receding, et cetera, et cetera. They have a way to measure the ocean water and the effects with the coastlines and stuff. It's really interesting. Yeah. Did you know they do that? They have a way to do it. What they do is they send a signal down to the water, and then they wait for it to come back up, and it can tell them within an inch of what the water's doing, and it help forecast hurricanes
So
too.
every time the beaches get crowded and everybody goes into the water, obviously the water level rises, right?
Well, if they're not
So can
going
they-
to the concession house, maybe. You opened yourself up for
Concession
that
house?
one. Yeah, never
I
mind.
don't.
I've never heard it called that before.
It might be bathhouse.
Well, they do have concessions up there too. You
Well,
can
if
get
you-
another drink.
If you eat a lot of concessions, you get bigger in mass, and therefore you go out there and the water level will rise. The
Yes.
more water you displace, the higher the water level is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're
So
saying.
if
It's
you
just
get a
like
bunch of
getting in a
chunky monkeys in
bathtub.
there, the water level is going to be higher.
It's just like getting in a bathtub. All right, let me see if I can find the article. And I was watching it last night. It was really interesting, though.
Mhm.
They were talking about it. Yeah. Well, that's not what I wanted right there.
This is a serious story.
All right.
We read about, and I don't know whether y'all have ever been on the beaches or not, but during times when bad things happen, I have, obviously, because I worked at a beach.
Mhm.
And if we always had calls at the beach. But here in Northern California, a father and his 7-year-old daughter died after a big wave swept the girl away, and then he went in and tried to save her.
Oh, no.
Those things happen sometimes, quite often, unfortunately, where people, distraught fathers, grandfathers, uncles, other people, they see somebody in trouble, especially when there's a kid involved. There will be people that will risk life and limb. There have been people who could not even swim who would jump into the water to go rescue a kid. Do you know that?
Mhm.
Well, it happened. Family was visiting. I'll try, but I'll butcher it. Garapata State Beach last week when a 15 to 20 foot wave pulled the girl from the shoreline.
Wow.
I don't know if he came up on the shore or what. The father, 39-year-old Yuji Uhu of Calgary, that's up in Canada, jumped in after her, but was also swept away by the big wave.
Wow.
They both died.
Wow.
The girl's mother also went, but she was overwhelmed, and she, thank God, came back to shore because there was a 2-year-old child also on the beach, wasn't harmed. Can you imagine both of them dying? The father, the son, and her daughter. There's been so many of these cases. I remember some of them, but I remember a couple of them. And one of them at Curry Beach, they happen in rashes during the summertime. At sometimes of the year, there's all these rip currents.
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly. And there was one year, 97 it was. I remember that one well. A lot of people were swept away. They got caught up in rips and they were pulled out and they died. And a lot of others, the poor lifeguards at Riceville Beach, Carolina Beach, the state park down there, all up and down the whole coastline. They were, I don't know how many people died that year, like 7 or 8 in one of the towns. Curry Beach lost a few, but there was one guy when I was working, but got the call. He was out there and he managed to get out to his daughter. He was in his 50s and he managed to get her back up on the beach with some assistance after he got there. But he was turning blue laying on the beach.
Oh my gosh. Probably had a lot of water in his lungs.
This one of the things that I did, well, I had a bottle of oxygen that I always carried in the trunk of my car and an Ambu bag. It was just one of the things that I knew how to use. And so when the call came in and I'm running down there, the lifeguards had gotten him in and he was laying there. He's turning, he was just blue, having a real hard time. His wife said he only had one lung. This guy gets up. I went after his granddaughter.
Oh, God bless him. I would have too.
And he had one lung. He was going to die.
Yes.
Seriously. They when you get like that, he was losing color. It would have been not good. Wow. But a little dose of oxygen went a long way for that man. Sitting up, talking, and carrying on by the time EMS got there.
God bless. Well, so fortunate that you had that oxygen tank.
It's me or somebody else. I mean, they could have gotten up. He could have gotten his breath and whatever. But, whew.
Right.
There are things like that happen.
Well, here's going back real quick on about the satellites. I've got it word for word here.
Okay, now I was waiting for you to get it.
SpaceX and NASA have launched joint environmental research satellites to measure long-term changes in sea level, a key indicator of climate change. These satellites are equipped with sophisticated cloud-penetrating radar to track sea levels, wave height, and wind speeds. These satellite technologies and methods provide essential data for modeling water movement, tracking coastal changes, studying coral reef habitats, and more. They are vital for understanding the ocean's response to climate change and for informing decision-making on coastal management and environmental protection.
Things like that, using science
Who would have
for the
thought?
benefit of verifying what some people think and some people claim. There are so many
Right.
people out there in La La Land who make all sorts of claims while they're wearing their tinfoil hats. We don't know whether what they're saying is accurate or not. What do they base it upon? If we've got some information like these folks are gathering now, that can be the way we move forward. What we know for a fact it is today, it's kind of like going to a doctor. When I've gotten new doctors, like new cardiologists and stuff, they always want to have something, and they give me every test they can to see
Right.
exactly how I am at that moment in time. And from that point in time forward, they compare everything for the future to what it was on this base factor deal. That's the way we hopefully wish we had been doing things for all those years, because we don't know. We just know what some people remember. I just remember when the ocean was a whole lot deeper, a whole lot cleaner, a whole lot this, your memory is going to be swayed by everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's quite often by the opinions of other people.
Well, one thing and I want to welcome back those that have been not working for the airlines and for the traveling people and stuff.
TSA?
The TSA and the air traffic controllers.
People there to keep us safe.
The FAA lifting the emergency flight reduction. So, according to American Airlines I talked to last night, everything is good.
I just want to know about the return trip of yours. What time are you scheduled to leave on that Friday?
I am to arrive back in Jacksonville at 4:15.
Oh my gosh, this is cutting it close.
I'll
talk to the sheriff.
You better get ready to take his place.
We'll talk with the sheriff on Friday. We'll get him to have a blue light waiting for you.
It'll be fine.
You may have to go up there with him Friday night, get a little practice in, because somebody's, just in case, we need a backup plan.
Hey y'all, there's a white hanky on the turf. What is that thing? What's that white hanky out there on the turf mean? Go on.
Count of 5. Let's go jump the ref.
No. What's that white hanky on the turf mean? I told you the other night. You just didn't believe me. And that there was a fumble out there, not a penalty.
Yeah.
If the yellow one's on the ground, what does it mean?
We had that. Yeah, we had some of that going up in the booth. I said, no, that's a flag. Trust me, that's a flag. It's a yellow flag.
Sometimes it was a white one, and if a referee throws it like it's yellow, but it comes down and it's white, that means there was a fumble. Doesn't mean it was been recovered. They'll make that call, but there is a fumble on the play. That's right. And then there are some people out there carrying, like some of the players may have a white thing in the back, and it comes out because they're drying their hands or they're wiping their sweat off or they're doing whatever. Sometimes it just falls out les on the field.
I finally learned why a lot of the players were wearing fanny packs, because, I could never figure out what.
Wearing fanny packs?
Yes. Yes. It's, it's like a purse and that you strap around your waist.
I know what a fanny pack is.
It's to keep their hands warm when it's real cold.
Oh,
they have heat warmers in there, because I was like, why is everybody wearing a fanny pack?
I used to wear one.
Okay. All right.
Mine was a special one, though. It had a holster in it.
Okay.
Did you ever see one of those?
I never wore one, but okay.
Well, there are times that, when you're doing things and trying to wear a holster to carry a pistol in was a little bit.
I can find a place to put a pistol. Just saying.
just not saying on my end. I have
Oh, God, this
so
day.
much that I could say.
Oh, yeah, I know you could. Anyway, so
You're chicken, aren't you?
I'm not saying a word.
Chris was like, I'm staying
It's
out
what
of
I'm,
this.
it's what I'm not saying that folks out there are saying, I know what he's not saying. Don't you,
All
Paul?
right. Remember, if you're traveling Ramsey Road, there is a
Wreck.
car collision there
Multiples.
and multiple
Multiples, it
collisions.
could be two. You know
So
that, right?
they're down to one lane. So that road may be a little bit busy. Right now, crews from multiple ENC fire departments were dispatched to Beulahville on
What?
Monday morning for a fully engulfed structure fire. This was just put out by WCTI News 12.
Where in
And
Beulahville?
Beulahville
What is
did
it?
not say, but yeah, it's fully engulfed from the picture here.
And I hope it's not the pizza place.
I'll
No,
stop up there a
no,
couple of weeks ago going up to Greensboro to get a
Oh,
hamburger.
Hallsville Road. I know exactly where that
In
at.
Beulahville?
And in Beulahville, I know Hallsville Road. It was for a structure, of course. It appeared to be a house.
Mhm.
So the house, yes, it fully engulfed
Oh, God.
when the fire department arrived. So
Hate
God
that.
bless those
Oh,
people.
nobody, no injuries that you know of?
No, and
Not
not,
reported.
it did not say. But this is the time of year where people are using their fireplaces that maybe have not been cleaned in years and years and years and years, or they've not had their furnace checked. It could be an oil
That's
furnace,
one-
gas
good.
furnace, electric.
One of the things for you with fireplaces, I've got one, a wood burner.
Yes.
Don't burn any green pine in it or
Right.
any other green wood, but because it puts stuff up in it. But the other thing is you can also, while you're home,
Mm-hmm.
the first time you light that sucker up, if you haven't had it cleaned,
Mhm.
but if you build a fire and use something that doesn't put out a lot of smoke when you're building it, those things that they've got that look like logs or something that you
Right.
can buy at the
Yeah.
grocery stores and whatever,
Yeah.
fireplace starter or something that some people will use just to make, because it looks pretty. Those burn pretty hot.
Yes.
And things that are up there in the chimney, it might help you get rid of the squirrel's nest or the other stuff that's up there. Sorry for the birds and the squirrels, but they don't need to be building nests there. Hopefully people will do things that don't let them in their place.
Yeah, you might want to make sure you have that screen toppers that go on top of
And
your
the other thing is, if you
Nice.
if you know what you're doing and with the fireplace and during the spring, late winter, when you get ready to button up the system,
Mhm.
there's a damper in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there he is.
When you put that damper down,
Oh yeah.
that means stuff doesn't come down from overhead and gets down into your fireplace and hanging out there for a while, like squirrels, birds, snakes, stuff like that. Be sure you open those things up before you build your fire, because your fire is, when you build it, it's going to put out smoke
Mhm.
and it's got nowhere to go. There's no draft taking it up. So the draft will be coming into your house. I made that mistake one time in my life. Once. You will know
I
it
did it
as soon as you
once.
make it. And you probably won't do it again. But if you haven't made that, I'm just telling
It
you
happened
now,
to me.
check your damper to be sure it's good. Now, one way to check your damper, in case you can't look up there real good and see it anymore, I don't want crawling into a fireplace. It's a pain. Just take a piece of newspaper, wad it up, light it. It's not going to burn long, and hold it in there. If that flame is drawn and it starts going up, you got a good drawing fireplace and all that stuff will go up. You know your damper is open. Done.
You'll know. I mean,
And when the smoke comes down,
You're like-
you'll know it.
in here.
Yeah. My eyes are burning. What's going on here? Okay.
Open the doors. Yeah.
All right. We will see you tomorrow. We don't have anybody scheduled.
Not as of
We
yet.
do have on Wednesday. We had Dr. Rosemary
Mhm.
Stein and we have Peter Wright going to be joining us
That's
again, talking about
That's right.
Medicare and all that stuff is getting close. You got less than a month to go
That's
before
right.
the deadline, December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some special cases. We'll be talking about those for the next month or two. But right now, for the general population, for most of us'ns, we can make some changes. We can do this. We can do that. We can sign up for stuff. And we have questions. And if you have questions, make a note of those questions. If you're a first time, if you're just have just turned 65 or turning 65, and you're going to be getting Medicare and whatever, there's other things that you can do. You don't have to do, but some stuff you may want to do. If this is your second year going into it, and you've heard about from 4,272,617 people out there who call, there's some things that you may want to know that you can just hang up on these people.
Yeah.
As soon as they call. And then you can find out if you've got questions, ask someone who knows, who's not getting paid for the clicks that they get when they call you. Okay.
All right.
Got it?
Okay.
We'll see you
Good
tomorrow
advice.
morning, bright and early. Have a great rest of your day. Please stay safe out there. And don't forget, Wreaths Across America.
Thank you.
We got a challenge. $100 for the first
right.
politician, preferably. I'd love to see a politician. If anybody else has got $100 you want to contribute, be the first one through the
Just
door.
say-
And that means your $100 equals $200.
Yeah, good point.
Elected official.
Your $100 equals
Let's do it.
$200 in the number of wreaths. You double the number of wreaths, you get what?
That'll be 12.
That was going to say 6 for $100 roughly. You'll get 12.
Yes.
You will be contributing 12. That's costing it's half price for you.
Sure is.
Do get 12 for the price of
Let's do it.
6. You're live and local Real Talk, where we're awake most of the time, never woke,
Have a
and
blessed
we
day.
will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Stay warm. Bye.